And the 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Symbiotica. Take charge of your health with premium supplements. Visit Symbiotica.com today. Well, happier atmosphere today with the Yankees with a 6-4 lead here as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Think Luke Weaver can finish the rest of the game?
I think they're asking him to.
Eighth and ninth?
Yeah, it'll be 2 in the 3rd innings.
They'll play tomorrow. But there won't be a tomorrow if they don't win this. You know, I kind of like the fact that they're not tied to bringing him in just in the 9th inning. You got the biggest hitters in that inning, bring him in there.
Now, the right-hander Landon Knack continues on for the Dodgers. Knack has finished his warm-ups, all set to go. Bottom of the 7th inning, Yankees have a 6-4 lead. You know, during the season, you have so many games, and you have to watch what you say, I guess. You don't have to watch it tonight. The Yankees don't win, the season's over. But, you know, normally, the 3rd game of the series against, Detroit in August, not a big deal. It was a big deal tonight. Judge has once been hit by a pitch and reached on an error. And the right-hander Knack deals. There's a strike. There's the 0-1. The breaking ball is low, 1-1. Breaking ball outside, 2-1 on Judge. It'll be Judge, Chisholm, and Stanton, the first 3 hitters here in the 7th.
1, 2, 3. This is 4th inning, right?
The pitch there is a strike. And the count 2-2. Now the 2-2 just missed outside, 3-2. Here's the payoff. Swung on a high fly to center, not deep enough. Kiki is there to make the catch, 1 away. One down, and here is Jazz Chisholm. There's Jazz, who has grounded out, singled, and walked with 1 out, no one on, and Chisholm is a high pop to shallow left. Teoscar comes in to make the catch. Made it exciting. Well, that was Jazz Chisholm stepping into the batter's box. And Jazz at Lincoln Center invites you to celebrate their 20th anniversary by visiting Frederick P. Rose Hall. Visit jazz.org. Discover jazz at Lincoln Center. 2 down. Here's Stanton. The pitch low. Now the 1-0 is a little outside, 2-0. Stanton tonight has grounded out, walked, and struck out. Now here's the 2-0. Popped up foul behind the plate out of play. Now here's the speed report. That's brought to you by Verizon. Save big when you switch to the network New York City relies on. Head to your local Verizon store and check out the latest deals. This is Rowe, 3-1 to Stanton. There's the 3-1. Lined hard to left field, but right at Hernandez. Teoscar makes the catch. On the speed report, we had stolen bases tonight by Jazz and by Volpe. So the Yankees go down 1-2-3. At the end of 7, Yankees have a 6-4 lead on WFAN Yankees Radio, electrified by the Jeep 4xe lineup.
Nielsen Dodge has big savings on new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams. Hurry to Route 10 in East Hanover or online at nielsendodge.com. Jeep Adventure Days.
If you catch COVID-19, someone you love would have to go to the game without you. Get an updated vaccine this season so you can enjoy the excitement together. Do it for you and for your favorite game day partner. Visit foryouandthem.com to find a vaccine near you. Brought to you by Moderna. ThriveWellInfusion.com, New York's premier infusion and injection center, saving lives drip by drip.
Baseball season is the perfect time to replace your old inefficient boiler and tank-type hot water heater. Now pitching, Peerless Boilers and Pavilion Tankless Water Heaters. They are the best battery around since Guidry and Munson. Get all the hot water you need efficiently and save on your energy bill all year long. Learn more about Pavilion Tankless Water Heaters, the entire Peerless Boiler family of products, and to find a local installer near you, visit PeerlessBoilers.com or PavilionTankless.com. And remember, Peerless builds America's best boiler.
Ball game over. World Series over. Yankees win. Yankees win!
This sterling moment in Yankee playoff history is brought to you by Spectrum, a connection built for everywhere. That's life unlimited. That's Spectrum.
And for the 25th time in their glorious history, have once again reached the pinnacle of the sports world. The 1999 New York Yankees, the team of the century, are world champions.
Connection, opportunity, possibility. It's what we all want. Spectrum has built a world where anything is possible, with products and services designed to work better together for a seamless connectivity experience. A connection to family and friends, a connection to education, and a connection to new opportunities. So there's no limit to how big we can dream. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Experience excellence in a new Volvo at Volvo Cars Ramsey. 7-time winner of the Volvo Excellence Award during the Volvo Sign and Drive event. Lease a new 2024 Volvo XC60 V5 Core Dark. Only $599 per month with the first monthly payment waived at Volvo Cars Ramsey, where it's all about you. Call 833-853-2975 for lease details. MSRP $49,945. Then R1871694. $799 to its signing plus tax, title, and registration, zero security deposit, and 103124.
Here's Freddie Freeman to lead off for the Dodgers as we hit the 8th inning. The Yankees have a 6-4 lead, 2 innings away from winning their first game and prolonging the series. Here's Freddie Freeman, and he takes a strike from Weaver.
And the top of the 8th is sponsored by Card Winners. Discover the card that aligns with your financial goals at cardwinners.net and achieve financial rewards.
There's the 0-1. One pitch is in the dirt. And the Yankees are hoping that Weaver is strong enough to finish the game. And he's, 6 outs away. 1-1. Freeman, who has another 2-run home run tonight, his specialty. Here's the 1-1. And the pitch inside 2-1. Now, there's the 2-1. Missed 2-2. That was Weaver's change. Fastball slider change. It changed pretty good. 2-2 to Freeman. And the pitch hit high in the air. to shallow center. Judge walks in, makes the catch, one away. Now, one away here is Teoscar. He's 1 for 3. The right-hand hitter. And Weaver deals. Here's the game summary brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere. Freeman a 2-run home run, and Smith a solo home run, 3 of the 4 Dodger runs. Give it the Yankees right after this 0-1 pitch. Good on this. 0-2. Well, the big blow, Anthony Volpe's grand slam. But also, Wells had a home run in the second deck and right. So that's 5 of the Yankee 6 runs. So that is the game summary. It'll be an 0-2 to Hernandez. This is Teoscar. And the 0-2 is foul ball. Now the 0-2 missed inside 1 and 2. Yeah, if you're wondering, they're all standing at the stadium. I don't think they'll be sitting down until this thing is over.
Another inning.
Here's the 1-2. Foul tip with home plate.
And again, did not see the foul tip. They thought it was a strike. Now, here's the interesting thing is that, John, usually the top of the ninth usually comes with the big guys. Now you're going to get the bottom of the order. Towards the bottom. Looks like he's thrown 15 pitches so far.
That'd be a 1-2. The right-handed deals. Caught on him, this breaking ball down. So that is the second strikeout for Weaver, the 7th. By Yankee pitching, there are 2 outs and no one on. Here's Max Muncy. I gather, Susan, that the Game 1 starters would pitch tomorrow if the Yankees win.
Yep.
Flaherty and
Garrett Cole.
Muncy takes a pitch outside, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. There's strike.
I was going to start to talk about tomorrow, and when I was doing the Aaron Boone report, I started to talk about tomorrow, and he said, no, one day at a time. So I was going to wait until the next inning.
Oh, he is right.
No, one day at a time.
Here's the 1-1 to Muncy. There's a strike, 1-2. Yankees have a 6-4 lead. They're in the top of the 8th with 2 outs and no one on. And they all standing at the stadium. Here's the 1-2. Just outside 2-2. is 2-2. Struck him out, Jim. Well, the Dodgers go down 1-2-3 in the 8th. And we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Yankees have a 6-4 lead on WFAN Yankees Radio. Electrified by the Jeep 4xE lineup.
This broadcast is fueled by Citgo. Citgo top-tier dry-clean gasoline gets you where you're going. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Find out what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of select new 2024 Sportage and 2024 Sorrento models. Kia, movement that inspires.
Warranties include 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain and 5-year, 60,000-mile basic. Warranties are limited. See retailer for details. Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Financing for 24 to 48 months from Kia Finance KF. Subject to credit approval by KF to well-qualified buyers for purchase of new 2024 Sportage or 2024 Sorrento. Excludes hybrid PHEV. $20.83 per month for 1,000 finance. Get 48 months. No down payment required. Subject to vehicle availability and dealer participation. Must take delivery by 10/31/24. Limited inventory available. See Kia retailer for available stock.
$1.3 millones de dólares. ¿Qué te parece? You know you're ready to play. Sounds grande, grande.
Play the New York Lottery's new Grande Scratch-Off games with prizes up to $3 million or a second chance to win 1 of 100 VIP trips to Billboard Latin Music Week in Miami. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problems? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
This is Idanis Rodriguez, Commissioner of the New York City Department of Transportation. Mayor Eric Adams and I want to remind you that things happen fast on the street. When you're driving, your speed can feel slow, but if you hit someone, it's terrifyingly fast. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles per hour. Remember, speeding ruins lives. Slow down.
The foundation of New York is built on strong relationships. At Mastro Ready Mix, we're more than just concrete. We're a family business with a legacy. As industry leaders with over 30 years of experience, you call and Mastro Ready Mix delivers. MastroReadyMix.com.
Here we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The new pitcher is a right-hander I've never seen, Brent Honeywell Jr.
Brent was with Tampa Bay for years. High pick, got hurt.
And Rizzo hits a ground ball to first. Freeman will flip to Honeywell, one away.
Bottom of the 8th inning is brought to you by Ready Refresh, official partner of the New York Yankees. Injured off and on for years. Finally came back, and they let him go and signed with the Dodgers.
Now, after the game, stay tuned for the post-game show with Justin Shacko. Presented by Verizon, the network New York City relies on. Oh, one away, here is Volpe. And he bunts. The bunt's foul behind the plate, out of play.
You know, this is the kind of game, John, that this is such a team win. Everybody, when they went down 2-0, Freddie Freeman, hits and in the first inning, they could have just said, okay, it's not our year.
Well, here's the 0-1. And the pitch low. Volpe has walked, hit the grand slam, which really turned this series around. I mean, the Yankees hope that's true. So for Volpe, here's the 1-1. And the pitch is low. And the count 2-1. Austin Wells awaits on deck. Breaking ball. Did he go? Did he go? The home plate umpire called it a strike. The first base umpire didn't do anything. So the count is 2-2. So Volpe 2-2. And on deck, Austin Wells. Who's on deck? Brought to you by On Deck. Need a small business loan fast? Apply at ondeck.com. Pitch is foul tipped at home. Let's see now. He's looking at the ball, the home plate umpire. He did foul tip. It'll be a 2-2 to Anthony. With 1 out, no one on. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Yanks have the 6-4 lead. And the 2-2 line to left field is a base hit. And Volpe heads towards second. The throw is not in time. It was actually in time, but the ball rolled away from Lux. So Volpe gets a double to left, a hustle double. So a grand slam home run and the double. And Anthony Volpe is having a spectacular Oji. Well, here is Austin Wells. I just saw a replay of that. There's the pitch to Wells, pop foul on a play, third base out. I thought Volpe was out as he slid in, but the ball then rolled away from Lux. So I have given Mr. Volpe a double. Now here's the 0-1. And the pitch low. Now there's a note that Fox had about Wells being the youngest who's ever hit, youngest Yankee catcher, hit a home run, blah, blah, blah. In the 1947 series, Yogi Berra, who was just a young kid, that was the 1-1. Pitch outside. He pinch hit a home run. That was the first pinch hit home run in the World Series. That was in 47. And they've been playing the World Series since 1903. Oh, here's a 2-1. It'll be a 2-1 to the lefty hitting catcher. And the pitch outside, 3-1. Another left-hand hitter. Alex Verdugo is on deck. And the 3-1. There's a strike at the knees, 3-2. Now the payoff is popped up behind the plate. Smith comes back. Does he have a play? No, he missed it. I think he missed it because the ball kind of hit the screen as it came down. You see it better, Susan?
Yeah, he hit the screen as it came down. I thought he was going to catch it. I think he got confused of where the screen was and going in. There's another shot here.
Well, it'll be another 3-2 to Wells. Volpe off second. And the pitch is low ball 4. To a breaking ball. So the Yankees have 2 on and 1 out for Verdugo.
You know, Honeywell, another one of these guys, John, that was just brought up recently, mostly in the minor leagues. They've had so many pitching injuries that all these kids, they got 3 rookies in that.
Yeah, you know what I think?
What's that?
I think he's saving his big guys for tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, he said he was going to do that.
So he pitched Knack a few innings. He pitched Honeywell. He's saving the big guys for tomorrow.
You know, not that he'd ever say it, but I don't think it's surprised that, you know, that he might lose a bullpen game. I don't think it surprises him.
Yankees first and second, 1 out. pitch to Verdugo. There's a strike at the knees.
Dave Roberts did say in his press conference earlier that he would not bring in the leverage guys unless they were ahead.
Verdugo is 1 for 3, has an RBI and a ground ball. Volpe off second, Wells off first, 1 out. Bottom of the 8th, the Yankees have a 6-4 lead. And if you're wondering, there's no one warming up in the Yankee bullpen. They have given the ball to Luke Weaver. Double steal. The third. Not in time. Double steal. Well, Volpe is at a night, huh?
Yeah, this is the way this team has played during the season.
So Volpe now at third. Wells at second, and the Dodgers have to bring the infield up. It'll be an 0-2 to Verdugo.
Joe Torre used to say, add on, add on.
Here's the 0-2. And it's hit foul down the left field line, out of play. All right, here's the 0-2. And Doogie takes the pitch outside. Let's take 10-second station ID on WFAN Yankees Radio.
Your home for Evan and Tiki. Afternoons from 2 to 6:30. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York.
The 1-2, pop foul third base out. Here's the 1-2. And the breaking ball's inside 2-2. Volpe at third, Wells at second, only one man out. The Yankees trying to build on their 6-4 lead here in the 8th. It'll be a 2-2. Grounded foul. You know, Verdugo, I like this, Susan.
Yeah.
You've seen the last 2 swings. He's really shortened the swing just to make contact.
You know, that was the time, don't you remember when he was at the Red Sox? He used to do that so much. That's why he hit those line drives. Those just shots through the infield.
Again, it'll be a 2-2. Runners lead second and third, 1 out. Pitch drilled foul down the right field line. The count remains 2-2.
John, I just have to describe to you, this is some sight down here. Nobody has left. 49,000 people are in this park. They're still here. Everyone is standing. It is some sight from down here on field level.
That is a fabulous sight. Fabulous sight from up here.
Yeah.
So 2-2, and he fouls it down the left field line. A very short swing just to make contact.
Yeah, I like that. I'm glad you brought that up because it's a smaller swing path so that he can reach the ball. But if he's got his long swing, he misses that pitch.
Here's the 2-2 to Doogie, and he fouls it back.
Thumb it back.
Now again, and again, the 2-2. A ground ball to second, throw home, and he's safe. Volpe beat the ref. Gavin Lunks threw the ball, not really on the plate, a little bit off, and Volpe slid in, and the Yankees have a 7-4 lead. So give Verdugo a fielder's choice, and an RBI.
And just a great at-bat by Verdugo, and very aware by Anthony Volpe. You're getting to see a lot of what he can do.
Now here's Gleyber Torres. Yeah, great at-bat by Verdugo. And Lux did not make the throw at home on the plate, and Volpe slid in. Wells went to third, and the pitch low to Gleyber. So the Yankees, give them credit. They scored another run when they, kind of had to. And now they have a 3-run lead going to the ninth. At best, it's first and third, one out. And the pitch to Gleyber is foul out of play. Here's the 1-1 to Gleyber. That fly ball to deep right. That's going back. That ball is gone! It's Gleyber Day. He hits a 3-run home run to blow this game apart. And like a good Gleyber, Torres is there. So the Yankees tonight have a grand slam, a 3-run home run, a solo home run, and they have a 10-4 lead.
Boy, can I just say, John Sterling, did this team need this night or what?
Yes.
Oh. They have this kind of a night, and I know it's not over, but they have this kind of a night.
Soto takes a pitch outside.
And I know momentum is the next day's pitcher, but the next day's pitcher is Garrett Cole.
There's the 1-0. Foul ball. Well, the Yankees down 2-0 in the top of the first now have a 10-4 lead. And the 1-1 is high, 2-1. Soto swings and misses, the count 2-2. And the 2-2 is low. Susan,
yep.
Tommy Kahnle is up in the bullpen. And it could be that with the big lead, they may want to save Weaver for, they want to save him for tomorrow.
I think that's a really good idea.
I wonder if Kahnle will come in for that reason.
I mean, that's a terrific idea. Six runs, yes.
Now here's the payoff to Soto. And the popped up foul out of play, third base out.
Yeah, someone else is throwing out there also. Someone has the long pants, not the rolled up like Tommy. Maybe that's...
Here's the payoff. Grounded foul. Now here's the payoff again. Foul back. Honeywell has thrown a lot of pitches in this inning, In fact, he's thrown 36 pitches. Once again, be a 3-2 to Soto. Line, base hit. Over first, down the right field line, rolling to the right field corner. And Soto steams into second with the double.
Well, they're really teeing off on Honeywell, and I'm looking out there, John. He's going to have to get through this. There's no one out there.
Mark Pryor, the pitching coach, comes out. Yeah, they don't want to waste another pitcher. It's 10-4 in the 8th. So, as you know, nobody knows why and why not. So this team can't buy a hit. And tonight, look, they explode with home runs and stolen bases and 10 runs. And you know, no one knows why. First you could say, well, John, it may be the other team's pitching. Well, that's true.
That's true. You just have to get 99 going.
But now here is Judge. With Soto at second, still only one out. And the pitch is foul back, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And pitch missed outside. 1-1. There's the 1-1 from Honeywell. Lined hard deep to left field. It's a base hit. Soto around third. He'll score. Judge gets a hard base hit on a ribby. And the Yankees take an 11-4 lead.
You know, this can be so good for a team. I know it's a bullpen game. I know Brent Honeywell has gotten hit around. But this can be so good for a team.
If only someone knew why. So here is Jazz Chisholm. Judge, the runner at first with his ribby single. The Yankees have an 11-4 lead. They've scored 5 in this inning. They scored 4 in the third. And Jazz takes a strike, and Judge steals second. Some people may not know, in the regular season, Judge was 10 out of 10 in stolen bases.
You know, you get the feeling nobody ever expects him to try and steal a base, or nobody's ready.
Now here's the 0-1. The pitch outside, 1-1. Takes a pitch high, 2-1. The Yankees now have a left-hander up.
Well, Hill's been in. I guess it's Mesa.
I think so. The 2-1. Inside, almost hit him. As Jazz swarmed out of the way, 3-1.
Lost his helmet, tried to catch it on the fly.
Here's the 3-1. There's a strike, 3-2. Jazz was headed toward first. A payoff pitch. A high pop to shallow left. Teoscar Hernandez in to make the catch. And there's the second out. And here is the ninth batter to bat in the inning. Giancarlo. 5 of them have scored. And one of them's on base. Stanton 0 for 3 on the night. And Honeywell deals the pitch inside 1-0. Pitch. Swung on and foul, first base side out of play.
And it's raining. Oh my goodness.
Now here's the 1-1. Outside 2-1.
It's not only raining, it's pouring. Oh, brother.
Well, I just looked up when you said that, yes. And here's a 2-1 to Stanton. A high pop in the infield. Gavin Lux behind the mound makes the catch. And that ends the inning. However, 5 runs on 4 hits. And 2 left. Now, at the end of 8 innings of play, it's 11-4 Yanks on WFAN Yankees Radio, electrified by the Jeep 4xe lineup.
Batter up. Baseball season is in full swing, and the Jeep brand is back with the hottest roster yet. Offering innovative technology and luxury, the 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe and Wrangler 4xe are primed and ready to be the season's heaviest hitters. The Grand Cherokee has a track record for success, while the Wrangler 4xe is sure to get the crowd on their feet. It's America's best-selling plug-in hybrid. With 3 different driving modes, it's the same legendary capability you love, electrified. And now, get 0% financing for 72 months on 2024 Jeep 4xe models. Visit Jeep.com to find your local Jeep brand dealer and hurry in today for 0% financing for 72 months on 2024 Jeep 4xe models. Based on 2022 CY Q4 sales, GD Power retail sales data. Not compatible with any other offer. 0% APR financing for 72 months equals $13.89 per month per 1,000 financed for well-qualified buyers through Stellantis Financial, regardless of down payment. Not all buyers will qualify. Contact dealer for details. Take delivery from dealer stock by 10/31. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Stop dealing with your neck pain, backaches, and sciatica and go see my main man, Dr. Jay Shah at Samwell Institute for Pain Management, a migraine and nerve pain specialist who gets you back feeling like yourself again with minimally invasive and non-surgical treatments. There are thousands of 5-star reviews who trust Dr. J for pain-relieving solutions. Same day and next day appointments available in offices in Colonia, Livingston, and now Englewood, New Jersey. Turn to Samwell Pain for effective pain-relieving solutions. Visit samwellpain.com.
Planning your next trip? Pack the ultimate traveling companion, a travel insurance plan from Travel Guard. Lost luggage to unexpected detours, Travel Guard has your back. 24/7 support means you're not on your own for those unexpected travel disruptions. Head over to TravelGuard.com. Customize your plan and hit the road with more confidence. Travel safe, travel smart. Travel Guard. Visit TravelGuard.com for more information. This is a brief description of the coverages available. Limitations and exclusions will apply.
Get more in a new Mazda from Ramsey Mazda. Lease a new 2024 Mazda CX-30 25S Select. Lease for just $189 a month or buy with 0% APR financing for 36 months at Ramsey Mazda. Route 17 North in Ramsey. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. Excludes tax, title, and registration. 0 security deposit. VIN number RM716202. MSRP 28730. APR 2778 per 1,000 finance. Ends 10/31/24.
Now, there we go to the 9th inning. And the Yankees have a very safe 11-4 lead as they look to get their first win and extend the series to tomorrow night. Here's Kiki Hernandez. Tim Mesa, the lefty, is in for the Yanks, and he deals a strike.
And Aaron Boone had said on the manager's show he hopes that this is the first step in kind of a remarkable story. You just never know. One at a time.
All right, here's the 0-1. Ground ball foul outside of first. That'll be an 0-2. to Kiki. And the pitch grounded foul. Hopefully. Right after the game, Susan will finally get to have a star.
Yeah.
And, of course, then on Justin Shackle's postgame, Susan will have the clubhouse. So do stay tuned. Here is the 0-2. And the pitch low, 1-2. Tomorrow night, the number one starters come back. And Jack Flaherty for the Dodgers, and, of course, Garrett Cole for the Yanks. Now, here's the 1-2. And the breaking ball missed 2-2. The 2-2 is outside 3-2. If I may say this, of course I can say this.
Yes, you can.
If you come into a game and it's 11-4, you got to throw strikes. Make them hit the ball. Now here's the 3-2. Ground ball foul outside of third. Kiki must have broken his bat. He went over to get a new one. Susan, would you say it's not raining as hard?
It's not raining as hard because I've come out from underneath the camera where I was hiding, trying not to get soaking wet.
Here's the payoff. In on the ground is short. Volpe fields, throws, one away.
It was like a cloud burst, John. All of a sudden it was really pouring. Now it seems to have stopped. So.
Well, as you know, I do check our weather channel. And the last thing I saw was there was a 10% chance of rain.
Well, as Buck Showalter would say, well, wherever it's raining, it's 100%. And it's 100% in the camera well.
That's sure. Chris Taylor will come up, right-hand hitter, to hit for Lux.
This is great. The whole stadium chanting Volpe. How do you think you feel?
Now, Taylor takes a pitch low, 1-0. Chris Taylor, a right-hand hitter, a veteran. And the good thing about Chris Taylor is he can play anywhere from short or second to center or right. Here's the 1-0. Hit up the middle. Fielded at second by Torres. Goes to first. 2 away. Well, 2 down. And that'll bring up Will Smith.
Oh, you're going this way? Okay.
The pitch to Smith. And there's a strike on 1.
I think he heard you, John. Jim Meza. Since you said that, he's throwing strike after strike after strike.
2 outs, no and on. We're in the top of the 9th. The Yanks have an 11-4 lead. And the 0-1 is low, so there will be a game 5. That's tomorrow. Right here. Now here's the 1-1. High pop foul, first base out. The lefty is set to go. The 1-2. That's low outside 2-2. 2-2 to Smith. Swung on, a fly ball to center. Judge is there to make the catch. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win. So the Yankees down 3-0 in the series, facing, obviously, an elimination game, and are down 2-0 after Freddie Freeman's normal two-run home run to the first. And the Yankees came back to win it by the score of 11-4. Casamigos Tequila toasts today's Yankees victory. The family of Casamigos Tequilas, Anejo Blanco, Cristalino Reposado Mezcal, and the new Casamigos Jalapeno. Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it. Please celebrate responsibly. Well, the Yankees win at 11-4, and they stay alive for Game 5 tomorrow. I can see Susan, the little darling, and she is getting her star. So without further ado, because I left all my ado at home, down on the field, here is Susan Waldman.
Okay, John, one of my stars in the game is Jazz Chisholm. Was that as good a team